Hey guys, Josh here with Josh and Hunter's Adventures, and welcome back to another episode of tackle making. Today's video, we're going to be pouring the Do It Midwest Finesse jig. It's basically their version of the Ned rig. So what I'd like to do is we're going to pour a couple different sizes and we're going to paint them up. That way you can get an idea of what they look like. So let's go ahead and get right into it and start pouring. Okay, so I wanted to show you the mold here. Like I said, this is the Midwest Finesse jig, model number MFJ-6-A. We're going to go ahead and open it up and take a look at it here. The smallest size on this is going to be a 1/16 and the largest going up to a quarter. Today I believe we'll pour the 1/8 ounce and the 5/32. What we'll do is we'll do 2 of each. That way we can do a little different colors on some of them and you can see how they look. They do recommend you use a size number 1 or a 1/0 for these sizes. Today in the 1/8 ounce, I will be using a size 1 5313 owner hook. For the 5/32, I will be using a 1/0 in the 5313 owner hook. As you can see, it does have a place for a bait keeper. I do recommend that you use those. We will be today. Especially if you're using Z-Man plastics on these really come in handy on holding the bait on the keeper or the hook next to the head. As you have seen in previous videos on tackle making, I will go ahead and take this and set it over on the lead melting pot to heat the mold up. But if you're looking for any of these components, the hooks or the mold itself, give Zener's Angler Supply or Barlow's Tackle a shout, and I'm sure they'll be glad to help you. Let's go ahead and take this mold over and set it on the pot, and we'll be ready to pour. Okay, so we got the mold good and heated up. First thing I like to do is I like to put the keepers in first. These are so small, it's just a lot easier to do it before you put the hook in there. Like I said, this is the number 1 for the 1/8. And it will be a 1/0 for the 5/32. Alright, so now, as always in other videos, you want to make sure when you close it, you have a good seal. So let's go over to the lead pot and pour the first ones. Alright, so our 2 holes that we're going to need to pour are right here. So I'm going to go ahead and pour. There's the first one. And there's that one. Again, just fill them to the top. And we'll go back over here to the table and take a look at them. Alright, so let's take a look at them, see how they look. Looks good. There's the 1/8 ounce. There's the 5/32. Let's go ahead and get the other 2 ready to go. And we will cut them all off at once, the tails. The hardest part is that keeper right there. As you can see, it's just so small and hard to deal with. I guess if you did enough of them over and over and over, it wouldn't be that hard, but it's just so hard to handle. All right, we'll seal it up, and we'll go over here and pour these, and we'll go to the next step. All right, let's take a look at the next 2. Looks good. There's our 1/8 and our 5/32. All right, now our next step, we're going to go ahead, cut these little tails off. As you can see in other videos that I've done, this is a pair of side cutters, and just snip right there behind them. Doesn't take much pressure at all because that lead's so soft. I know the one of you all that have followed me have seen me do plenty of these, but for those that haven't, you just take a file and just very lightly file it down there. Doesn't take much at all. You just don't want to leave that on there. For one, I just don't like the way it looks, and 2, it could easily cut your line and cause you to have a really bad day if a big fish was to break you off. Alright, so now that we've got all those done, filed down. Let's go ahead and get our paint ready, and we'll start painting. Okay, so now we're ready to paint. For those of you that have not watched my previous videos, what kind of paint I use is Protect powder paint, and you have to have some type of heat source to heat up the head. So I just use this small little propane torch. Since we've got 4 heads, what I'm going to do is I'm going to do 4 different colors. That way you can see what different colors look like on the heads. I'm going to do a watermelon flake, a copper head, a green pumpkin, and a black with blue flake. So we need to fire up our torch, and do not overheat these heads. It does not take much at all. I use a pair of forceps just to hold on to the hook. We'll do the watermelon flake first. Don't overheat it. If anything, go back over it. Just lightly heat it up and then put it around in the powder paint. Just swish it around in there, and you can see that's what you get. See that watermelon flake there? That looks really, really good. That's one of my favorite colors. Now, you have to bake these to make the powder paint stay on there and stick to it, because if you're dragging this on the rocks, I mean, this stuff's going to chip off. So if you bake these, it helps. I can get it to come off the forceps there. There we go. It helps to protect the coating and make it stronger. So now that's the watermelon flake. Let's go ahead and do the copperhead. I always give these a little shake, okay? That makes it mixes everything up, especially since these have got like a little bit of flake. It's like a glitter basically. Like I said, don't overheat these. This one looks really good. It's got it's like brown with green glitter in it. Now we'll move on to the green pumpkin. You can't go wrong with green pumpkin. Again, do not overheat it. See, there's the green pumpkin. Burn it down there just a little bit on the keeper, but that'll come right off once I get it baked. Now the black and blue. Swish it around in there. It's as good as new. Black and blue is going to be hard to see. Once I bake these for a few minutes, we'll get them out and we'll sort of take a look at them in a little bit closer view of them. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to bake these for about 20 minutes at 250 degrees, and then we're going to take a look at them. Alright, I hope you all enjoyed this video on the Midwest Finesse mold. If you throw the Ned rig a lot, this will really save you a lot of money if you pour these. You can buy the hooks in bulk, and just saves you a lot of money. But I hope you guys enjoyed it. If you got any questions or comments, go down in the comment section and leave them down there, and I'll answer them the best that I can. And if you're new to the channel, please don't forget, go down and hit that subscribe button, turn on the notification bell. That way you know when we put out videos. Got a lot of tackle making videos coming out here, and I don't want you to miss any of it. If you enjoyed this video, please leave me a thumbs up. Till next time, this is Josh for Josh and Hunter's Adventures, and we'll see you next time.